As the veil of night envelops the world and the stars begin their silent vigil, a healing energy is already preparing to descend upon you. This is no ordinary moment while your body seeks rest. The celestial armies are mobilizing Saint Michael the Archangel, the most powerful healer among the angelic hosts, has already heard the whisper of your weary soul in this very moment. As your eyelids grow heavy, he is already wielding his sword of light, ready to cut every bond with the illness that has dared to attack your body. Every chain of fatigue that has dared to wrap around your soul. This nighttime prayer is not a simple ritual. It is a divine portal through which the restorative power of heaven will flow into your cells as you sleep. If you feel this prayer is deeply touching your heart, write in the comments, "Saint Michael, heal my body and soul tonight, and let this blessing multiply in your life as you rest. O glorious Saint Michael the Archangel, Prince of the heavenly hosts and guardian of sleepers, I come to you in this sacred hour of night, when the world quiets and the soul can finally speak without the distractions of day. I invoke you with deep trust, knowing that while my body surrenders to sleep, you remain vigilant, powerful and active in the spiritual realm where time does not exist, and healing can manifest in an eternal instant. Great Archangel, I contemplate your majestic presence at my side. I see your armor reflecting starlight, your sword gleaming with celestial fire, your mighty wings unfurling like a protective canopy above my bed. You, who defeated the ancient dragon, how much more easily can you defeat the infirmities afflicting this fragile human body, this tired earthly soul? Saint Michael, this night I entrust every cell of my body to you. Where there is disease, bring healing. Where there is inflammation, bring peace. Where there is dysfunction, restore divine order. Where there is pain, infuse the celestial balm that only angels know. As my body surrenders to night's rest, may your healing energy penetrate deeply into tissues, organs, blood, nervous system, reestablishing the perfect harmony that the Creator designed from the beginning. I pray, Archangel of Light, pass your flaming sword through every part of me that needs liberation. Cut the ties with every virus, bacteria, parasite, or rebellious cell that works against the divine plan for my health. Your sword is not an instrument of destruction, but of divine surgical precision, separating what must be separated, cutting what must be cut, freeing what must be freed. Saint Michael, as sleep deepens, I ask you to watch over my dreams, purify my subconscious of traumatic memories, obsessive worries, irrational fears that hide in the dark corners of the mind and sabotage my healing. Transform the night, often feared by those who suffer, into a sanctuary of total restoration. May my dreams become channels of divine communication, portals of deep understanding, tools of spiritual integration. Mighty protector, place your impenetrable shield against any energetic attack that might disturb my rest. Repel the arrows of anxiety that fly by night, the spears of worry that seek to pierce me in the small hours, the fiery darts of the enemy that target my recovery. Create a perimeter of absolute protection around my resting space, so that nothing harmful may enter, neither in the physical plane nor in the spiritual. Saint Michael Archangel, you who weigh souls on the scales of divine justice, reestablish balance in my energy system. Where there are blockages in the vital flow, open them with gentle firmness. Where there is stagnation, create movement. Where there is excess, moderate. Where there is deficiency, replenish. May every meridian, every chakra, every subtle channel of vital energy align perfectly with the Creator's original design, allowing life force to flow without obstacles from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. As the night hours advance, I invoke you as supervisor of my cellular regeneration process. It is during sleep that the body activates its most powerful self-healing mechanisms. Amplify these processes with your celestial influence. Accelerate the production of healthy cells, optimize the functioning of the immune system, harmonize the release of healing hormones, synchronize circadian rhythms with the cosmic melody of creation. Saint Michael, not only does my body need healing, But my soul also carries wounds that cry out for divine attention as I sleep. Bring your celestial balm to emotional scars that still throb, painful memories that still burn. Past traumas that still limit my ability to live fully. True healing is never just physical. It is a holistic restoration that integrates body, mind, emotions, and spirit in sacred harmony. Archangel of compassion and strength, I ask you to remove from my soul the toxins accumulated during the day, the negative words I've heard, the critical looks I've received, the stressful situations I've gone through, the limiting thoughts I've nurtured. Like a divine filter, purify my essence from everything that does not serve my highest good, leaving only what nourishes, elevates, and strengthens my being. Saint Michael, while my body rests, activate in me the power of self-healing that the Creator has installed in every human being. Awaken that innate wisdom that every cell possesses, that divine intelligence encoded in DNA that knows exactly how to return to perfect balance. Whisper to my genes the song of optimal health. Remind my tissues of their original function. Return every system to its ideal operation. Celestial guardian, I pray especially for my nervous system, that delicate network connecting body and mind, matter and consciousness. In the depths of sleep, reprogram my neurotransmitters to release harmony instead of chaos, calm instead of agitation, joy instead of depression. Restore perfect communication between brain and body, between conscious and unconscious, between instinct and intellect. Saint Michael, I entrust my endocrine system to you, the invisible orchestra directing countless functions through the silent language of hormones. While I rest, balance this biochemical symphony. May adrenaline subside, allowing true rest to establish itself. May melatonin flow in perfect rhythm, deepening the restorative quality of sleep. May growth and repair hormones work with optimal efficiency, renewing tissues and functions. Archangel of purifying fire, pass your divine flame through my digestive system and metabolism. Burn away every toxic residue, every harmful substance, every energetic or physical parasite that hinders the assimilation of nourishment and elimination of waste. Re-establish the intestinal microbiome as a balanced garden of beneficial light, essential foundation of global health and even emotional balance. Saint Michael, with your sword of light, sever every dependency that holds my body or psyche prisoner, visible or invisible. Free me from harmful eating patterns, self-destructive habits, substances that seem to bring relief but actually add chains to my true freedom. Cut these energetic bonds while I sleep, so that upon awakening I may feel a new lightness, a new autonomy, a new ability to choose what truly nourishes me. Powerful custodian, as the external world quiets, enter the deepest recesses of my cellular memory. It is here that many diseases have ancient roots. Trauma is recorded not only in the mind, but in the cells themselves. With gentleness, but gentle, absolute authority, erase these dysfunctional recordings. Reprogram somatic memory with codes of perfect health, abundant vitality, optimal functioning, according to the original divine design. Saint Michael Archangel, I ask you to pay particular attention to my immune system, that inner army that so resembles the angelic hosts you command as Supreme General. Reorganize these cellular troops, awaken the sleeping sentinels, strengthen the weakened soldiers, focus attention on true enemies, and deactivate autoimmune attacks where the body, confused, fights against itself. Instill in this microscopic army your own strategic intelligence and perfect discernment. Prince of the heavenly hosts, I invoke you as master of nighttime breathing while I sleep. Orchestrate the perfect rhythm of my breath, deepen it when greater oxygenation is needed. Stabilize it to support phases of deep sleep. Harmonize it with heartbeat and lymphatic flow. Breath is the bridge between conscious and unconscious, between voluntary and autonomous, between earthly and divine. Sanctify it with your angelic presence. Saint Michael, tonight I ask you to pay particular attention to my heart, not just the physical organ that tirelessly pumps life, but also the energy center of love, compassion, connection. Heal any arrhythmias or weaknesses in the heart muscle. But above all, heal the emotional wounds that have hardened this sacred center. Disappointments, betrayals, losses, rejections that have built protective but suffocating walls around my capacity to love and receive love. Archangel of radiant light. During this restorative sleep, illuminate every shadow zone in my being. Bring awareness without judgment to hidden patterns, limiting beliefs, unconscious vows that might sabotage my complete healing. True health cannot flourish where denial or ignorance reigns. Your light does not burn. It illuminates with love, revealing what must be seen to be transformed. Saint Michael, while my body regenerates in deep sleep, reestablish the energetic boundaries of my being. Many sensitive people suffer because they absorb energies, emotions, and even physical symptoms from others. With your sword, trace a sacred perimeter around my aura. Teach me, even in sleep, the difference between compassion and absorption, between empathy and fusion, between loving service and sacrifice of one's energetic integrity. Guardian of sacred sleep, I ask you to perfectly orchestrate the cycles of my night. Rest, guide me gently through the necessary phases. Light sleep that prepares the system, deep sleep that repairs the body, REM sleep that integrates experiences and processes emotions. May I move through these cycles in optimal rhythm, receiving the full benefit of each phase without interruptions or imbalances. Saint Michael, I entrust my pineal and pituitary glands to you, those tiny alchemical masters hidden in the center of the brain. Ancient traditions called them the seat of the soul and the third eye, connection points between physical and spiritual dimensions. While I sleep, activate their full functionality. May the pineal produce melatonin in perfect measure, regulating not only sleep, but cellular regeneration. May the pituitary orchestrate the entire endocrine system with divine wisdom. Archangel of purification, tonight I ask you to pass through my lymphatic system with particular attention. This silent network of purification is often neglected, yet it is fundamental for toxin removal and immunity maintenance. While my body lies horizontal, the ideal position for lymphatic drainage, amplify this deep cleansing process. Remove blockages, stimulate vital fluid circulation, accelerate elimination of what no longer serves. Saint Michael, keeper of the sacred fire, reactivate my cellular metabolism, that intimate dance of energy production occurring in every mitochondrion of every cell. It is here, in these tiny generators, that vitality is created or compromised. Breathe your divine breath on these microscopic fires, reviving their efficiency. Remove free radicals that damage these delicate structures. Reestablish optimal production of ATP, the fundamental fuel for every vital function. Prince of angelic hosts, while my body regenerates in sleep, bring healing also to my mind. Reorganize chaotic thoughts, integrate dissociated fragments, harmonize cerebral hemispheres, balance neurotransmitters. The mind is both receiver and creator of our reality. A healed mind manifests a healed body. A healed life. Reprogram this powerful biological computer with codes of health, abundance, peace, and divine purpose. Saint Michael, tonight I ask you to pay particular attention to my spine, not only the physical highway through which all nerve impulses travel, but also the symbolic channel of Kundalini energy, the ascending life force. In ancient traditions, realign displaced vertebrae, hydrate compressed discs, relax contracted muscles that pull the structure out of balance. Free the flow of the information and energy that runs through this sacred channel from base to crown. Archangel of truth and justice, while I rest in your protective hands, remove any energetic blockage in my chakras, those centers of vital force recognized by ancient traditions from root to crown. May each of these energy vortices find its ideal rhythm, its vibrant color, its specific function in harmony with all others. An aligned energy system is fertile ground for radiant health and deep spiritual connection. Saint Michael, tonight I invoke your assistance also for my reproductive hormonal system, source of creative vitality and regeneration, whether male or female. This sacred system often carries deep wounds, physical, emotional, energetic. With respect and reverence, bring healing to this intimate dimension, rebalance hormones, dissolve cysts or abnormal tissues, alleviate inflammation, restore natural functions, free this center of creative power from residues of trauma, shame or abuse. Celestial Guardian, as I completely surrender to restorative sleep, I ask you to restore the correct relationship between the parasympathetic and sympathetic systems of my body in this era of constant stress. The fight or flight system, sympathetic, dominates, preventing the rest and digest system, parasympathetic, from performing its essential healing work during these sacred night hours. Re-establish parasympathetic dominance, creating the optimal physiological state for deep regeneration. Saint Michael, on this night of healing, I ask you to rebalance the four elements in my body: earth, water, fire, and air. Ancient medical traditions recognized how disease derived from imbalance of these fundamental elements, where earth, structure, is weak. Fortify it where water, fluids, is stagnant. Set it in motion where fire, metabolism, is extinguished. Rekindle it where air, breath, oxygenation, is insufficient. Expanded, may these primordial elements dance again in perfect harmony. In the temple of my body, Archangel of divine wisdom, while my body rests, communicate directly with my soul. There are illnesses that are actually messages, wake-up calls, invitations to correct the course of one's life. Help me understand the symbolic language of my body. What wisdom hides behind this symptom? What direction is this limitation pointing me toward? What aspect of my truth is asking to be recognized? Translate this message for me while I sleep, so that upon awakening, I may proceed with greater awareness. Saint Michael, bring the gift of emotional release through deep sleep. Repressed emotions, unexpressed anger, unwept sadness, unconfronted fear, deposit in tissues, altering functions and structures during REM sleep, when the body is naturally paralyzed but the mind is active. Create a sacred space for the safe release of these trapped energies. May I wake not necessarily remembering this process, but feeling its beneficial effects, an inexplicable lightness, a mysterious peace, an unexpected clarity. Prince of celestial hosts, while you watch over my sleep, retune the vibrational frequency of each of my organs, tissues, and cells. Modern science rediscovers what ancient traditions have always known. Everything in the universe is vibration. Disease is vibrational disharmony. Healing is the restoration of the original frequency intended by the Creator with your angelic presence. Return every part of my being to its divine resonance, creating a symphony of perfect health that naturally repels what is not in accord with it. Saint Michael, in these night hours of healing, I ask you to activate in me the code of immortality contained in every cell I speak, not of eternal physical life, but of that divine quality that transcends deterioration and manifests radiant vitality in every present moment. Cells are not programmed to become sick. They contain the memory of original perfection. Awaken this divine blueprint while I sleep, allowing my body to remember its essential nature of incarnated light. Archangel of divine protection, as sleep deepens, create a field of quantum coherence around and within my body. Modern physics shows us how separate particles can behave as a single coherent entity. Amplifying potential and resilience. Extend this scientific truth to my biological system. Synchronize heartbeat, brain waves, breath, and rhythmic systems in a perfect coherence that amplifies the body's self-healing capacity to miraculous levels. Saint Michael, guardian of sacred sleep, restore in me the connection with natural cosmic rhythms in this era of artificial light and omnipresent technology. Our body has lost synchrony with lunar, solar, and stellar cycles that subtly govern every biological process. While I sleep under your protection, realign my circadian rhythms with those of Earth and cosmos. May my body remember the ancestral wisdom of flowing with these cycles, rather than resisting them. Prince of healing angels, I ask you to activate my innate capacities for self-diagnosis during sleep. The body knows exactly what is wrong and what is needed to heal. It is only the conscious mind that often misses this innate wisdom in the deep realms of sleep, where the rational mind quiets. Allow my body intelligence to emerge. May I receive clear intuitions, revealing dreams, or simply awaken with a new understanding of what my body is trying to communicate to me, Saint Michael. Tonight I ask you to assist my body in the detoxification process that naturally intensifies during sleep. Amplify the functionality of the liver, the main alchemical laboratory that transforms toxins into harmless substances. Support the kidneys in their tireless filtering work. Optimize elimination through all channels: intestines, skin, lungs, lymphatic system. A deep cleansing at the physical level paves the way for energetic and spiritual purification, as well. Archangel of divine light, while the external world darkens, illuminate my inner world. It is in the darkness of night that paradoxically we can see more clearly our essential light, while my body regenerates in sleep. Rekindle the awareness of my true nature, not a body occasionally experiencing spirituality, but a spiritual being temporarily inhabiting a body. This simple but profound re-identification is itself powerful medicine. Saint Michael, keeper of revealing dreams, I ask tonight for a healing dream. Ancient traditions in every culture recognize the therapeutic power of divine dreams. Send images, symbols, and dream experiences that activate healing processes at deep levels of my being. May I visit healing temples in dream dimensions, receive instructions from spiritual masters, or simply experience states of completeness and perfect health that imprint this memory in my energy field, making it more easily manifestable in physical reality. Prince of angelic hosts, as my body surrenders to night rest, I ask you to free my spirit from accumulated weights. Often we carry burdens that do not belong to us, others' expectations, internalized judgments, excessive responsibilities, irrational guilt. These invisible weights manifest in muscle tension, limited breathing, contracted posture, and eventually physical illness. With your angelic hands, lift these burdens, allowing me to experience the lightness of being that is my divine birthright. Saint Michael, as you watch over my sleep, re-establish the optimal flow of vital energy, called chi, prana, life force, through the meridians of my body. These energy channels, mapped millennia ago by traditional medicines, are roads through which life itself flows where there are blockages. Dissolve them where there is stagnation. Create movement where there is excess. Balance where there is depletion. Revitalize a fluid energy system as fertile ground for a healthy body resistant to any pathogenic influence. Archangel of purifying fire, burn with your celestial flame every residue of fear in my cells. Modern science confirms what spiritual traditions have always taught. Fear and chronic stress are at the root of countless diseases. Replace these discordant vibrations with the frequency of divine love, not as an abstract concept, but as a tangible force that reorganizes matter itself at the subcellular level, creating an internal environment in which disease simply cannot take hold. Saint Michael, protect me during phases of deep sleep and REM sleep. When the soul travels in subtle dimensions, it is in these moments that we can receive healing from angelic realms. But we are also more vulnerable to energetic interference. Create a field of impenetrable protection around my physical body and my subtle body, allowing me to travel safely through dream dimensions, receiving healing and teachings without contamination. If this prayer has touched your soul, know that something powerful has already begun to move in the spiritual world, but your healing journey is just beginning. The next prayer, which is appearing on the screen right now, may be the next step to unlock even more miracles of restoration in your life. Click and continue to receive what heaven has prepared for you. Saint Michael Archangel, as I conclude this nighttime prayer, I already feel the first effects of your healing intervention. A deep calm spreads through my limbs, a subtle warmth circulates in energy meridians, an authentic relaxation replaces accumulated tension. My eyelids grow heavy as your reassuring presence wraps around me like a blanket of protective light. I thank you, mighty Archangel, for the healing that is already happening at levels I may not yet consciously perceive. I thank you for the vigilance you will maintain throughout the night. As the divine process of restoration unfolds in the temple of my body, I thank you for the promise of a renewed awakening, when dawn will bring not only a new day, but a more vital body. a clearer mind, a lighter soul, a more luminous spirit. As I slip into sacred sleep under your protection, I completely surrender to this divine process, knowing that upon awakening, I will be one step closer to the fullness of health and vitality that the Creator has always destined for me. Amen.